Okay guys, welcome back to Mason Fix, and today we're building a custom off-road buggy, so let's get started. So this is what I have so far. This is of course going to be the main frame where the seats mount to and stuff. This will be the back swing arm, and the axle will mount to it, and it will pivot with the suspension, and the shock will probably go somewhere around here. I'll have to figure that out. And then this is a front end that I made for a different project, but I never finished. Or you can see I actually cut it off from what I made it for. But the shock will kind of go like that, and this is actually for the rear shock. This will be the front shock, and it is adjustable with the little thing where you can change the pressure in it. And yeah, we'll just go just like that, kind of. Okay, so here's the hub for the back wheels, and it has this spline which doesn't fit this axle well. It will fit on until it hits those splines. You can see it's not cut all the way through. So what I need to do is drill them out. So I'm going to use the 1-inch hole saw to drill out the splines. I don't see what could go wrong. Okay, so I got this drilled out all the way so I can get the nut on. And then what I will do to lock it in is drill in and thread a hole so I can thread a bolt in to lock it into the key on the axle. Okay, so this is probably the hardest part with any project, and that would be getting everything to line up. I find the ratchet straps to work really good to get to pull pieces in to where they need to be. But I think I'm getting pretty close to welding this all in. The second time this caught on fire. Hopefully when you disconnect your ratchet strap, you don't see it move back to where you pulled it from, which is good. I didn't see it move. The key is just making sure you weld it good enough so it's in a place so it doesn't jump back. So the shock's just going to sit on there, kind of just like that, and then I'll weld that to the front. So I got it tacked in, so let's see how how it feels. I wish it was a little bit firmer, but I can do that. But this isn't the most ideal task, right? Yeah, there we go. Because I'm putting all the weight up here, and really you'll be sitting back further. Okay, so the suspension is a little bit softer than I was hoping. But I kind of thought that might happen with how far up I'm gonna put in the shocks under the control arm, because you can see that control arm has a lot of leverage to compress the shock. But there's not really room for me to move the shock down. But that is with me putting all my weight onto the front end. The seats will be sitting there, but I still think it should be a little bit firmer. But it does look pretty good though. Okay, so now it's time to hook up the steering, and if you're wondering, the steering vac is out of a 1999 Subaru Outback, same car that the lower control arms ball joints, and those are the tie rod ends that I cut shorter that I'm using as the upper ball joints. So there's not a ton of room for me to route the steering linkage up to the steering wheel. So let me figure something out. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. So the power steering rack, well, I guess the steering rack, because this won't have power steering, will mount here, and it should line up with the tie rods pretty good. Just where it gets sketchy is it will run under the lower control arm, which it does have clearance, and then it will connect to the steering column, which probably isn't the best way to do it, but I'm working with what I have. Here's what I came up with to mount the steering rack. So I welded this a tab on, and this bracket will bolt to that, and you can kind of see how that will go there. And then for this side, I welded that tab on that will bolt to the frame there. I wouldn't recommend welding to your steering rack, but for this, I think it should be fine. I probably should have waited to weld this toe hook on to get access to drill it. Let's see if I can kind of drill around it. Or if I, yeah. Into the pork along with a new Carolina-style whole hog sauce that was developed by Mike specifically for whole hog roasts. Get there early because they always sell out. Welcome to the Smoke Show at Black Hog Barbecue, Ashburn, Frederick, Middletown, and Urbana. Okay, so I got the steering back mounted, and you can see these are a little bit at a steep angle, but it just still steers without binding. So that's gonna do it for this video. We got the front suspension all done. So part two will be working on the back.